Hello, my dear friends. Today we are here to read another story from Folktales of Bengal. This book was first published in the year 1883, and this very book was published in the year 1912. And the author of this book is Reverend Lal Bihari Dey. So, let's proceed. So today, what story we are going to read? We are here to read the 21st story of this book, that is The Field of Bones. So let's proceed. Yes, we are here. So, The Field of Bones. Once on a time, there lived a king who had a son. The young prince had three friends: the son of the prime minister, the son of the prefect of the police, and the son of the richest merchant of the city. These four friends had great love for one another. Once on a time they bethought themselves of seeing distant lands. They accordingly set out one day, each one riding on a horse. They rode on and on till about noon they came to the outskirts of what seemed to be a dense forest. There they rested a while, tying to the trees their horses, which began to browse. When they had refreshed themselves, they again mounted their horses and resumed their journey. At sunset, they saw in the depths of the forest a temple, near which they dismounted, wishing to lodge there that night. Inside the temple, there was a sannyasi, apparently absorbed in meditation, as he did not notice the four friends. When darkness covered the forest, a light was seen inside the temple. The four friends resolved to pass the night on the balcony of the temple, and as the forest was infested with many wild beasts, they deemed it safe that each of them should watch on prahara of the night, while the rest should sleep. Actually, in Sanatan Dharma, usually prahar is a 3 hour long time, and the whole day, the 24 hours, are divided in 8 prahar. So, in the night time, they decided to watch in this manner. So let's go back into the story. It fell to the lot of the merchant's son to watch during the first prahara, that is to say, from 6 in the evening to 9 o'clock at night. Towards the end of his watch, the merchant's son saw a wonderful sight. The hermit took up a bone with his hand and over it repeated over it some words which the merchant's son distinctly heard. The moment the moment the words were uttered, a clattering sound was heard in the precincts of the temple, and the merchant's son saw many bones moving from different parts of the forest. The bones collected themselves inside the temple at the foot of the hermit and lay there in a heap. As soon as this took place, the watch of the merchant's son came to an end, and rousing the son of the prefect of the police, he laid himself down to sleep. The prefect's son, when he began his watch, saw the hermit sitting cross legged, wrapped in meditation, near a heap of bones, the history of which he, of course, did not know. For a long time, nothing happened. The dead silence of the night was broken only by the howl of the hyena and the wolf, and the growl of the tiger. When his time was nearly up, he saw a wonderful sight. The hermit looked at the heap of bones lying before him and uttered some words which the prefect's son distinctly heard. No sooner had the words been uttered than a noise was heard among the bones, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to its bone, and the bones which were erewhile lying together in a heap, now took the form of a skeleton. Struck with wonder, the prefect's son would have watched longer, but his time was over. He therefore laid himself down to sleep after rousing the minister's son, to whom, however, he told nothing of what he had seen, as the merchant's son had not told him anything of what he had seen. The minister's son got up, rubbed his eyes, and began watching. It was the dead hour of midnight, when ghosts, hovelings, and spirits of every name and description go roaming over the wild world, and when all creation, both animate and inanimate, is in deep repose. Even the howl of the wolf and the hyena and the growl of the tiger had ceased. The minister's son looked towards the temple and saw the hermit sitting wrapped up in meditation, and near him lying something which seemed to be the skeleton of some animal. He looked towards the dense forest and the darkness all around, and his hair stood on end through terror. In this state of fear and trembling, he spent nearly 3 hours, when an uncommon sight in the temple attracted his notice. The minister's son noticed. We will come to know tomorrow. So, till then, be happy, be healthy, and Shubhamastu.